Alright, what is going on, guys? Got another breakdown for UFC Vegas 47. This one's on the prelims at flyweight. We got Denise Bondar taking on Malcom Gordon. They do not have Bondar's reach listed here on Tapology, but he does bounce back and forth between flyweight and bantamweight. He has multiple fights at each weight class, and I do think he is going to be all around bigger. But I'll start with Malcom Gordon. Gordon, coming off of his first UFC win against Francisco Figueiredo, was kind of one of those fights where it felt like every round was razor close and a big flurry on each side could have decided it. But I think the right decision was made. I thought Gordon won all three rounds. There's an argument that maybe Figueiredo won the first one, but yeah, Figueiredo didn't do a whole lot in that one, and Gordon didn't do a whole lot offensively either. But he was just winning the wrestling positions. Had a couple key reversals when he was threatened by Figueiredo, and Figueiredo not the best cardio. He just wasn't doing a whole lot in that fight. It was just a bad night for him, and Gordon was able to get that W. Like I said, I would give it to him 30-27. I thought he won all three rounds, so he's in the win column in the UFC now. Before that, he got knocked out in the first round by Suma Darji. Never really had a chance in that one. Pretty dominant win for Suma Darji. Against Demir Albazi, he gets controlled in half guard for much of the first round. Albazi does get into mount, land some offense, but he did have a couple nice escapes too. You know, Gordon BJJ black belt. He's pretty elusive on the ground. He's got decent sub game. Like he will at least threaten things off of his back. Like he's used Kimura grips to get up before and whatnot. I've seen that from Gordon, but Albazi, he does get reversed, and it was a great reversal from Gordon. I don't know how he got out of there, but he just found an exit, and he gets on top, but he gets caught in a triangle choke, and he gets choked out there. So unfortunate. It goes down as a loss, but like I said, that escape from full mount was pretty crafty by Gordon, and he just gets caught in a triangle. What are you gonna do? It's a shitty way to lose, but yeah, Gordon definitely has the edge in experience against experienced opponents, at least, let's say that. Bondar has the better record, but I worry about his opponent's strength. Get to that in a minute. But yeah, Gordon, BJJ black belt, like I was saying. Cardio, not the best, but it's not terrible either. On the feet, he's got pretty fast hands, fast and accurate punches. Not a ton of power, but he has gotten a couple really nice knockouts. He did knock out Michael Jordan. You know, he has a win over Michael Jordan on his resume, so knocked him out with a counter right. That was pretty nasty. But other than that, not a ton of power from Malcom Gordon. I don't really know where he leaps off the page, honestly, but he does a lot of things well. You know, I've learned to not look past these like flyweights who have been around for a minute and you think you have the book on them, but you know, there's something to be said for having the UFC experience in this one, and I do think that Gordon is going to present a couple problems to Bondar's game. I'll just segue into that, or potentially, but yeah, Bondar a very good record. And I like a lot of what I've seen from this guy. Not a ton of volume on the feet, but he throws everything with intent. He's got heavy knees. He's got a decent kicking game. And every time he lands to the body, he's got a couple body shot knockouts, which is really good to see. He's got a couple submissions as well. He's got a head and arm triangle choke. He's got an arm bar. He's got a knee bar. He got in one of his fights. So he does have a good, well-rounded game, and he's got good wrestling too. Like I said, he's got some size advantages at flyweight. He does bounce back and forth between flyweight and bantamweight, so I think he's going to be bigger in this one. But the one thing that worries me about Bondar is just the opponent quality. It's kind of hard to make reads on where his game is at in a lot of aspects. It's the one thing that worries me, and I will say that if you're on Bondar in this one, I would just be a little bit wary. Like, you know, give some respect to Malcom Gordon's game, because there's just a few unknowns. Like, you know, not a lot of positive records on Bondar's win list. Like, you know, he didn't really start running into fighters with experience until like 8 fights in. He was fighting guys with 1-0, 2-0, 1-2, 0-1, you know, those types of records. And then a lot of these wins even later in his career, we see here 4-3, 2-1, 0-2, 7-1 was that guy Kuhn Jocks, but he's lost two since. 2-2, 5-3, 18-12. So there is something to be said for that. It is a little bit of a wild card, a little bit of an unknown, but at the same time, these wins have been pretty dominant from Bondar. Like, you can do the tape study for him pretty much all on YouTube. They don't really have anything for him on Fight Pass, but yeah, if you go watch a highlight reel from this guy, these are very good finishes. He's got very heavy ground and pound. He, like I said, throws everything with intent on the feet, heavy knees, and I do think that Gordon, I don't want to call him chinny, but he doesn't always wear shots all that well. So I think we can say that Bondar has the advantage on the feet. But again, the one thing that worries me about Bondar is just the opponent quality. We really don't know. But at the same time, these are dominant wins if you go watch them. There's a lot to like about it. So overall, I do like Bondar's game. I do like him in this spot at minus 260. It's a little bit husky. They got him at minus 260 on FanDuel. On DK, they had a better price for that, minus 240. But it is a little pricey. I will say though that I am gonna bet Bondar. I'm gonna trust it. I think he's got a clear advantage on the feet. Just not a ton of power for Malcom Gordon. Gordon doesn't seem to wear shots all that well, like I was saying earlier. He has been stunned a couple times. Didn't take much from Sumadarji to put him out pretty bad. It was a little bit of a weird one, kind of like an equilibrium type knockout in that one. But yeah, at minus 240, I think that Bondar justifies it. And I'm tempted to say Bondar inside the distance because, like I said, on one hand, you got the opponent quality. That's a little bit of a concern. But at the same time, he has just been absolutely dusting these opponents in the first or second round, doing a lot of things well. Heavy body slams, big knees to the body, relentless ground and pound. I just think that he's going to be able to win with sheer aggression and size in this one. The only thing I worry about is if this one goes to the ground. I just worry that Gordon can either get a slick reversal or pull off a submission off his back. He hasn't shown a very high level submission game off his back, but he does use at least the threat of submissions to advance position. And again, just we don't know what Bondar is going to look like against the BJJ black belt like Malcom Gordon, but at the end of the day, I just think Bondar is too big, and just a combination of chin and gas tank. I think Bondar inside the distance is going to be worth a look. I'm going to say inside the distance. I'm not going to pick a specific method because he has a couple wins by knockout, a couple wins by submission. If I really had to pick, though, I guess I would say KO. You might be able to get a good price on it, but again, I'm going to stick with inside the distance. So I do like Bondar. I am going to bet Bondar, and strongly considering Bondar inside the distance. So thanks for watching, guys. Share, subscribe, and take it easy.